So I was watching the Dr. K video and he asked his chat, how long do you think it takes to make a friend? And me being quite young, I was like, maybe around an hour, 30 minutes. Because when you're at school, it's so easy because everyone wants to be friends with everyone else that you can have a 10-minute conversation and you'll be considered their friend, right? You can just go to hang out with each other and it's very easy. And then he said 50 hours. And then I got really confused and I was like, what? 50 hours only? That feels a bit long. And then he said, that's just to make a casual friend. It's 90 to make a normal friend. And then it's 200 to make a close friend. And I just thought that's crazy. This is hours of contact, by the way, so it's not actually you're talking to them, it's just being around them. So let's say you worked 40 hours a week, it would be 1 and a bit weeks for you to make a casual friend, and then 2 and a bit, and then 5 for a close friend, which, I don't know, seems a bit unrealistic. 5 hours to make 5 weeks to make a close friend? I don't know. No, that doesn't seem, I mean, I could be wrong. I think it does differ for adults compared to children because, like I said earlier, it's so easy to make friends when you're young because everyone wants to be friends. But when you're an adult, you go into like the workplace and so on. I guess it gets more difficult because people already have their groups. It's like you go into a university society and it's like the middle of the year, everyone's already in their groups. You walk in alone. You probably won't make a friend unless you actively go out and reach for it the first time you go. But then it's so easy to complain that, oh, I didn't make any friends, so therefore it's a terrible society and I shouldn't go again. When the reality is, probably didn't spend enough time there. But then it makes me realise how easy it is to get stuck in online communities, in the online world. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with online communities. There are some really, really good ones. But I feel like because you can literally message anybody you want within an extreme amount of time and you don't have to meet them. There's no in-person friction or anything like that. And you can feel like you're friends with someone after messaging them 5 times online and playing one video game with them. And real life is much harder. So people will just naturally spend more time online as it gets easier. I mean, it's already so easy. You just grab your phone and you have the whole world available to you. You can literally message the world's biggest celebrity within your fingertips. They may not respond, but you can literally message them. That's the nature of how quick and the networks that social media creates. But then I think about AI and robots and how that might actually free up a lot of time. Let's say robots take over the majority of work. This is more of a dystopian example, but where everyone has a universal basic income. Like, think Ready Player One, where everyone is in the Oasis and has a headset that sends them into this virtual world that sort of simulates meaning. It's an interesting possibility, let's just put it that way. How many people in real life would actually say they take that? It's like the Matrix, isn't it? It's like, would you want to stay in the Matrix if you knew it was the Matrix and you were plugging yourself into it? I think a lot more people actually would than they realise, especially if the situation in the world is not towards them. Why not just go into this lab of infinite pleasure and where you can simulate meaning, but you know what's going to happen? I don't know, it seems slightly appealing. But then the other point is, if AI and robots do take over a lot of jobs, then people will have more time, naturally. But since we live in a world where everyone's sympathetic nervous systems are in overdrive, then why wouldn't that remain the default? It's very hard to change habits just like that, especially if it's quick, especially if the robot revolution, if it does happen, happens quickly. People will need something to adapt to, and there will always be more ways to make yourself busy. So would people actually relax if they had all the time? Would it be easy to make friends? Or would it actually be more difficult? I don't know. Comment down below.